Guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2017 season. So, it is Friday, we're getting ready for the weekend. We're going to finish the week off with this hard Trick Room team that we featured on Wednesday's episode. I've literally just finished the stream that we've done on Thursday and just recording the episode now prematurely for tomorrow. Just want to say a massive shout out and thank you to everyone that came by and attended this stream. It was a lot of fun. We had a few niggles early on with a bit of lagging on the video, but that seemed to clear up in the last hour that we did. So it turned out not too bad. We had a lot of fun matches. Played some VGC Battle Spot doubles and then ended up with a multi-battle at the end of the stream, so it was really good. And again, just thanks to everyone that dropped by, joined us for the stream, and we'll be doing lots more in future. We'll be doing another one next week, maybe two next week, but we will have a brand new team on Monday's episode, so looking forward to that. And taking that forward within the format, getting into the new season as it will be kicking off. It'll be tomorrow or Saturday. Yeah, today, which is the 1st of September when this will be going up. So officially, I think the new season starts on the 1st of September. I'm pretty sure. So a nice way to start on Monday with a brand new team into the format as it stands at the minute. We will be playing VGC 17 rules within the first portion of the VGC 18 season, and I don't expect the rules update, a format update, until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are released, where we could potentially get a new Pokedex, we could potentially get new Alola forms, new Pokemon introduced into the decks. They may even change mechanics. We might even be allowed to use Mega Pokemon. We might have access to Legendary Pokemon that we can utilize within the format. So it's really up in the air at the minute. I think everyone that's playing the format at the minute going into this early stage of the season just needs to forget about what the rules potentially could be coming up in November and just concentrate on the rules at the minute. And we're gearing up on the channel. As I've said before, I do want to bring back a Battle Spot double series, so we will be doing that at some point. Whether or not we do a live stream to build the team, or if I just put something together and then we drop an episode once a week on that series. But at the minute, we're kind of really focusing down on VGC content. We've got the best of 3 battle going on at the minute, and thankfully, because this community is just amazing and there are so many great people within it, I have the next 3 or 4 weeks lined up already. So we should have people on for the next 4 weeks at least. Every week we should have a best of 3 set. So that's good news, and hopefully that's of some benefit for you guys as well. So yeah, I just want to concentrate on VGC as much as possible, help you guys out, and we might look at doing some more tutorial videos. So if there's things that you want to be briefed on, gone over, explained, or anything like that, let me know, because I'm happy to put some tutorial videos together to help you guys a bit more stepping into the VGC scene, and especially the newer players. But onto that a bit later on, because we have our first opponent of the day, and they're running a team of Kartana, Aerodactyl, Pheromosa, Arcanine, Tapu Lele, and Tapu Koko. So, double Tappers, double Beasts. We've got the Arcanine for the Intimidate support. We've got Aerodactyl for that Tailwind support, and Taunt support as well. But I think we're pretty easy leading off with our kind of standard lead here of Slowbro, Hariyama. We don't need to worry too much about the Taunt from the potential Aerodactyl. Kartana, we can survive a Leaf Blade with Slowbro, so that's fine. In the back, I think it's pretty straightforward that we just lead with Torkoal and Gastrodon here, because if we get the Trick Room set up early on, we get Gastrodon in, it's going to do good work against the Aerodactyl, the Arcanine. Even the Tapus with Sludge Bomb, Pheromosa, it's not too concerned about. Obviously, Kartana is a bit of an issue, but that's why we're bringing Torkoal. And Torkoal does a good job against pretty much both Ultra Beasts there, the Tapus, and you know, it's not going to do too bad against Aerodactyl as long as we've got the Trick Room up. It's obviously not going to enjoy taking those big rock type attacks, but we have 2 water type attackers in the team, and we have Hariyama as well, so it's just about preserving everything. We did mention in the comments, and I mentioned also on Wednesday's episode, that this team is quite linear, but it's not a bad thing being linear, because you know, you've got a straightforward strategy with what you need to do. You know you've got to set the Trick Room up, you know you've got to use the fake out support to help you get that set up, and then from there you can just make sure that you're taking advantage of your Trick Room turns, and hopefully things go to plan. So here, what I'm going to do, we've seen the Arcanine get the Intimidate off onto the Hariyama, so it is going to mean that we're not going to be hitting as hard. Now, I don't feel like we potentially need the fake out support here, as much as we maybe would do in other situations. You know, there is every chance that the Aerodactyl just goes for a Rock Slide, and we get flinched. So we could be a bit safer here and just go for the Trick Room. One option, what I was trying to say, was we could switch out and not utilize the fake out, but you know, it's very risky. Like, if we get flinched this first turn, then it's not going to be ideal at all. So we're probably better off just going for that fake out into the Aerodactyl with Hariyama while we can. Make sure that we get this Trick Room set up. There's every chance that this Arcanine could have Raw as well. Arcanine has Raw. Excellent. So we do lose Slowbro, but we do get Gastrodon in. So Gastrodon isn't a bad Pokemon to have in here. What do we do? I feel like we probably go for a Scald into Arcanine, and I mean, we could close combat into Aerodactyl, because the close combat, it's kind of neutral, but even on -1, I feel like we'd be doing enough damage to maybe take it out. The other option that we could do is switch out Hariyama into Slowbro, so we've got the next turn. Going into the next turn, we can try and get that Trick Room up again, although as long as that Arcanine's on the field, we're going to have issues getting the Trick Room up. So I'm just going to go for that close combat into the Aerodactyl, try and get rid of it. There's just a Rock Slide coming out from the Aerodactyl here, but both Pokemon resisting that, so not taking too much damage at all. And Flare Blitz into Hariyama, but we do have that thick fat, so we'll be able to take that a bit better. Oh, but we get burned, so that is a bit unfortunate. So our close combat is not going to be doing as much as we would like it to be doing. Do a big chunk of damage to Arcanine with the Scald, proc the Berry, and the close combat here onto the Aerodactyl is not going to be doing as much damage as it probably would have done before the burn. Right, okay. So I think here I want to switch in Slowbro, but I don't want to KO anything just yet. Because I think a Scald will probably take down the Arcanine. So I'm going to switch out Hariyama. I'm going to bring in Slowbro. And hopefully we don't see any switches from my opponent. And if the Arcanine goes for the roll on the next turn, we've got Gastrodon, so we can go for that Scald on the turn it's gone for a roll. We will go first because Roll's got a minus priority, and hopefully then that gives us the opportunity to set the Trick Room up. But we just see the Arcanine switch out for that Pheromosa. Okay. And Gastrodon gets a Protect off. And Aerodactyl just going for another Rock Slide. Okay. So I think here what I'll do is preserve Gastrodon, switch in Hariyama, and go for that Trick Room again with Slowbro, and hopefully we can get it up now. The Pheromosa is not putting too much pressure on Slowbro. Yeah, so we see it switch straight out and Tapu Koko come in. So the only thing that could go wrong here is that we get flinched by the Aerodactyl if it goes for a rock slide. Other than that, we should... Or we get sky dropped. Which is another nice play for my opponent. But the nice thing is we've got the Hariyama in, so we can stop this Tapu Koko from attacking this turn. And we can definitely make sure that we get this Trick Room up with Slowbro once we get dropped by the Aerodactyl. We know my opponent's 4 Pokemon here. There's no Kartana, so Gastrodon and Slowbro are going to have a much easier time in this match without having to face down against the Kartana. Do get the Fake Out into the Arcanine, get a bit of chip damage there. Aerodactyl uses a Sky Drop on the Slowbro. And there's the Trick Room. So this next turn we're set up now. I think we just bring in Gastrodon for Hariyama and go for a Surf and get a boost while we can, take advantage of that, and then start taking advantage of the Trick Room. So I'll just do that switch, Hariyama to Gastrodon, and go for that Surf, and we should start to kind of start getting a bit of momentum now. It's been a bit faffy kind of getting the Trick Room up and obviously trying to get around that roll. You know, my opponent withdrawing the Arcanine give us that opportunity to kind of bring the Slowbro back in to get that Trick Room up. So there's the switch to Gastrodon. You see Aerodactyl switch out and Tapu Koko going to come back in. Okay. This is something we don't mind at all because Gastrodon now is putting so much pressure on my opponent. And get that Surf off, doing good damage, picking up the KO onto the Arcanine. It is a critical hit. It probably would have survived otherwise, which is a bit unfortunate for my opponent. And I wonder what we see coming now. Pheromosa. Okay, so do we go for the Sludge Bomb into Koko or do we double into Pheromosa? Got to think that it's probably more likely that the Pheromosa's got the sash than the, you know, so, and the Koko's probably, I don't know, is the Koko more likely to protect here? Probably not. I think what we could do is just go for a Sludge Bomb into Koko and a SOHK into the Pheromosa, and that kind of covers both slots, but it doesn't. Still doesn't cover the sash potential on the Pheromosa. But if Gastrodon goes down here, right? Okay, so we just see a double protect. My opponent just trying to stall out these Trick Room turns. I think I go for the same play again. I go for the Sludge Bomb and the SOHK. And there's the Tapu Koko withdrawing. And let's see if this Pheromosa is is sashed or not. I don't know if it is because, you know, yeah, it's not. I was just thinking because my opponent has a Kartana in their squad as well. It's probably more likely that the Kartana is probably the sashed mon out of everything. You've got to imagine, maybe. So the Aerodactyl comes in for the Tapu Koko, takes the Sludge Bomb quite easily. My opponent down to his last 2 Pokemon. Tapu Koko going to get the Electric Terrain back up onto the field. And I think we've got 1 or 2 more turns of Trick Room. We've got 1 more turn of Trick Room. So I think we go for let's go for a Scald into Aerodactyl, and let's bring in Hariyama, because if my opponent goes for a double protect here, then at least we've got the Fake Out the next turn with Hariyama, and we can get rid of something like the Koko or the Aerodactyl. We see the Coco go for protect. And no protect from the Aerodactyl, so we will be able to pick up the KO there. And now we've got the opportunity as the Trick Room ends. We can just go fake out Sludge Bomb and we'll be able to pick up quite a nice victory here. And there's the Sludge Bomb. We might just see my opponent just forfeit, knowing that, you know, they can go for a double protect, but we've still got 4 Pokemon, so we didn't even need the Torkoal in this match. But it was necessary to bring because, you know, the Kartana was such a threat to what we had. It was just making sure that we had a check for it if my opponent did bring it. But a very good game to my opponent and a nice start to the episode. So we will move on to our next game. Hopefully we can find an opponent pretty quickly. But again, this team's doing alright. It's doing okay. I do like it a lot, and it's nice. I think, you know, we played it against Jake in the best of 3, so it's not like it just operates as a best of 1 team. I mean, it does feel like a very nice best of 1 team, and it probably performs better in a best of 1 format than it does in best of 3. But it's not to say that you can't make something like this work in a best of 3 either, because it's just the mind games. Then when you come down to maybe a second or third game, and there is different options in the team. You know, you don't always have to go with that Trick Room mod. You've got things like Muck that don't really have to rely on Trick Room. You've got the Lilligant that can be the fast mode outside of Trick Room. So we've got a lot of modes within the team. They're all pretty straightforward and linear, but and I keep coming back to this linear point, but it just makes the team quite easy to operate and kind of pilot as well. But let's see. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find an opponent now. But yes, let me know what you think. I have posted the QR code of this team. It will be in the description below, and there is a pair spin of the team as well. If you guys want the pair spin, let me know, and I can always provide you with that as well. It is in one of the comments on Wednesday's episode of the School of Hard Knocks. And also, guys, I've been mentioning throughout this video what kind of the plan is going forward as well with stuff. So VGC centric going forward because of the new season coming up. Now let me know what you think about this, because, you know, we've still got our QR code series that we've been doing, that we will be bringing back next week on Wednesday. So looking forward to that. We haven't found an opponent, but I've got plenty to say, so I don't need to cut anything this time around. Yeah, so we've got a QR code series coming back around, and hopefully we'll have more teams kind of popping up from the World Championships making an appearance onto the QR code Pokemon website, so we can utilize those and showcase those, because it's nice all showcasing good high performing teams as well. We've got a Battle Spot Double Series. Now, it's a big question, this. Do you guys want to see the Battle Spot Double Series continue? Because I'm quite happy. I enjoy that series, and I think a lot of you do as well. But we'll probably do it like once a week. So maybe on a Wednesday we do a Battle Spot Doubles and a QR code series episode. The rest of the week we do just VGC. Now, how does that sound to you guys? Because these videos are here for benefit for you, and that's the thing. But getting back onto the point of doing tutorial videos, that's something as well that I'd like to get a bit more involved with and do a bit more to help not just the newer players kind of get a step into VGC, but also players that have been playing for maybe a little while or a lot longer than a little while, and there's things there that you kind of want a little bit of help with, or maybe just a bit of direction on how to kind of approach different things. So let me know. Quite happy to do anything and everything, and I just want to kind of improve the content on the channel as well all the time. But we have our next opponent of the episode, and we're running out of time, so we need to be very quick. So we've got Salamence, Tapu Koko, Politoed, Metagross, Porygon 2 and Marowak. So let's just see what we want to do here. Can't go the Trick Room mode. I think Gastrodon's going to be very good here again. Hariyama going to be very good. And probably Torkoal as well. So I don't think we need to deviate too much away from anything. I mean, we've got the knockoff on Hariyama. Torkoal is going to be huge for Metagross. We can disrupt the rain as well with that. We've got nice coverage with our Slowbro and Gastrodon for the Salamence, so that's something we can take as well. So I think all in all we've got like quite a good matchup. There's not really any grass types on my opponent's team to cause us too many issues to our water types. They will both resist the steel types from that Metagross if we see it kind of firing off meter mashes and things like that. Do need to be a little careful of Zen Headbutts, but other than that, we should be alright. So we see my opponent lead off with the Metagross and the Tapu Koko here. And the Tapu Koko going to get the electric terrain up. Now, Metagross is going to be a bit of a problem. Because if we fake out the Koko, which is the obvious thing to do because that's the thing that's threatening our Trick Room setter, and I feel like we need to do, then we'll probably lose Hariyama. But it's probably a worthy sacrifice doing that to ensure that we get the Trick Room set up. So the other thing my opponent could do is protect Koko and explode with Metagross. I don't know how likely that is, but yeah, we need to stop the Koko from getting any sort of attack off here. And we do see that Zen Headbutt come out from the Metagross. This will pick up the KO onto Hariyama, or will it? It doesn't. Okay. So Hariyama can stick around for another day. I think here, what we gonna do? We've got the Poison Jab into the Koko. We could go for a Surf and switch in Gastrodon, which might not be a bad idea. And I'm going to do that actually. The Koko might protect here, just, you know, it might be wary of a Poison Jab from the Hariyama. And we also might see a Bullet Punch come out from the Metagross onto the Hariyama slot to try and take it down before it can get an attack off. So we may lose Slowbro here to like a Thunderbolt or a Gigavolt Havoc. It will depend on the build of this Tapu Koko. So out goes Harry. We'll preserve that fake out for later on in the match. We've got to remember as well that Porygon 2 could make an appearance, so just keeping the Hariyama around is going to be quite nice going into the latter stages of this game. We just see a double protector from my opponent, which kind of really benefits us here. So we're going to get that Surf off, and we're going to get a free boost onto our Gastrodon, which is massively helpful really. So we'll be able to just Surf again. Do I go for the Sludge Bomb? I mean, there's no harm in going for it at all. I don't think we lose anything by going for it. But I just don't see the Tapu Koko staying in here. I just don't want to risk double attacking into the Metagross this turn. And the Tapu Koko taking our only Trick Room mode down. So I think safer play here is just going for that Sludge Bomb into that slot. But as I say, the Koko probably switches out, yeah. And the Salamence making an appearance. We don't have to worry too much as well, because we've got Ice Beam on Gastrodon for the Salamence. And we've got Heal Pulse as well. So if we do take a Zen Headbutt this turn from the Metagross, you know, we can always heal ourselves up with Gastrodon the next turn. We get the Sludge Bomb off into the Salamence, do some nice damage, and pick up the poison as well. And we see a Hammer on, and that's interesting. Not doing too much damage though, but I feel like we can just double. Now we go for the Surf, and I think we double into the Metagross this turn. I think we go for the Scald into it. I think the Salamence has to be scared of the potential Ice Beam from the Gastrodon. And I think a Surf and a Scald will be enough to take the Metagross out. We're not in too much danger from the Metagross KOing the Gastrodon from this range. We've still got the Citrus Berry intact, and we've still got a Slowbro that's slower than everything, as long as we don't see another Hammer-On come out. We just see the Metagross protect here, which is slightly unfortunate. To get another Surf off, we'll get another boost. See what this Salamence goes for. If it just attacks into the Gastrodon here. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it's not a... Yeah, it is a Draco Meteor. Do we take this? Ugh, it's going to be close. I don't know if we do. We do. Just about. Okay. Proc the Citrus Berry. Right, this is fine because this next time we just go for the Heal Pulse onto the Gastrodon and just Scald into the Metagross slot. We don't need to worry too much about that. Salamence now is on -2 special attack. So yeah, we just... Did I click Heal Pulse? Yeah, Heal Pulse, the Gastrodon, and Scald the Metagross. Okay. And the Metagross just withdrawing what is going to come in. Porygon 2. Okay. Again, don't mind this too much at all. Get the nice tasty Heal Pulse off into our Gastrodon, get all that health back, and we'll get Scald off. This should do good damage. I think we're on about +3 at the minute, so yeah, really good damage onto the P2. And we just see another Draco Meteor come out from the Salamence, which again is fine. And the dimensions turn back to normal. Okay. So I wonder if we go for the Trick Room here or not, because my opponent might go for the Trick Room themselves. To reverse the Trick Room. And this is my thinking, like, we could catch them. We could catch them out by just not Trick Rooming and allowing them to get the Trick Room up. But then again, if they go for the Trick Room, then it could be double targeted. So I don't know if they will go for the Trick Room. So I'm just going to Scald into the P2 and Trick Room with Slowbro. So there's the Salamence withdrawing. Tapu Koko coming in for the Salamence. Let's see what my opponent goes for. If we see the P2 attack, then we're fine. P2 going for a Thunderbolt. Slowbro going to be able to take this. Oof, just about. Procking that berry, and we do get the Trick Room up. And I feel like this is kind of sealing the game for us here, because we're going to get the Scald off. This is going to put the Porygon 2, yeah, and picking up the burn. But the thing is, the Slowbro is slow then going into the next turn, so the burn doesn't really matter too much, because we would have got the KO onto it regardless. And now we've got a fresh Trick Room up, and our Gastrodon is like +3 or +4. I'm sure +3. We'll probably see the Metagross come in now. I think it's the best option for my opponent. And there it is, there's the Metagross. Okay, so I think we go for just a Heal Pulse into Gastrodon just to be safe, and let's Sludge Bomb the Koko. Or do we Scald the Metagross? No, let's Sludge Bomb the Koko this turn. So you might just see the Metagross go for another Hammer-On, but we may just see double protect come out. It's just they still don't want to lose Slowbro. I know if we lost the Slowbro now, we've got a nice switch into to Torkoal, so it doesn't really make too much difference. But no protects coming up from my opponent. We get the Sludge Bomb off into the Tapu Koko. We're going to be able to pick up the KO on my opponent down to his last two Pokemon. Just at Salamence, I'm very low health with the poison, and then this Metagross as well, which we'll be able to pick up a KO on this next turn with a Scald. So and in comes the Salamence. At this point though, I'm not even going to worry about targeting down the Metagross. We've not seen protect from that Mence, so just going to go for another heal pulse into the Gastrodon and just Ice Beam into that Mence slot. Get rid of that. I can't see that protecting unless, you know, it has protect. I don't think so. I think it maybe is Assault Vest from the damage that it's taken from the attacks that we've thrown out at it so far. And then we've got like the Torkoal that can just easily deal with that Metagross if we need it to. But I don't feel like we're going to need to switch out from the pairing that we've got out at the minute. We should be able to close out the game pretty comfortably from here. So my opponent just weighing up his options at the minute. So again, no protects coming out from my opponent. And there's the Ice Beam onto the Salamence. And this will pick up the KO. Wouldn't it be great if Gastrodon got Beast Boost as well? I can't have two abilities, but it's KO'd like everything on my opponent's team, hasn't it? And the Metagross just going for his own headbutt here. We can just go for a Surf and a Scald, and that should be enough to pick up the KO onto the Metagross, but we might just see a forfeit come out from my opponent. That should be game. Yeah, so just a forfeit, but very good game to my opponent and another victory for the team, so that's great. I don't know if this team is lost on the series of all the matches we've played. We've not played it in too many matches, but it's performed so well, and we're up to quite a high rating on the ladder with it as well, so that's really nice. And a great way to end the week. It is brilliant bringing this team back, because we did kind of play hard trick when we got that request in a few weeks ago, and we played a hard trick room team for a week. And then the second week we went into it, adapted it slightly, and then at the very end of the week we made some massive adjustments from what we'd learned through the whole 2 weeks of playing this hard trick room team. The Friday that we finished up with hard trick room, we made these adjustments to this trick room team that we've got here, and that was all from learning about the hard trick room team that we played originally with the Misdrevious. I think we had the Crabominable in there as well. So we made these adjustments. And we've kind of come out with this really cool solid hard trick room team, and it has answers to a lot of the format, and I think if it's played right and played well enough, it can do very well. So you know, if I had any tournaments coming up soon, there is an MSS in October, so it might be fun to take something like this to that event and see how it gets on there, because I do feel at the end of the day as well, it's not a team that I hate using. I really have a lot of enjoyment playing it. It's not boring to play, and even though you're doing the same thing over and over again, it is different from battle to battle, from opponent to opponent, from what you're playing against. So it keeps it quite fresh, and it is. I enjoy it anyway, and I think it's really good. And the main thing is I hope you guys enjoy it, and if you have enjoyed it, as always guys, please leave a like on the video. It massively helps the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Do subscribe so you stay up to date with all of our daily content from the School of Hard Knocks Battle Spot Double Series, QR Code Series, our Best of 3 Battler, and our streams as well over on our Twitch channel. So we do those once a week. So we have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things up in the air at the minute with what we want to do going forward. All I know is that we want to really concentrate on VGC, but I do want to hear you guys' opinions on content and things for the rest of the channel and what we end up doing. But at the minute it seems like a good idea with the VGC, but do let me know your thoughts on the matter, because yeah, I do really want to know what you guys want to see going forward. And I will apologize for my throat. So we did a stream earlier tonight. It was about 2 hours in length on Twitch, and I've done that and then come over to do this video for tomorrow's night's episode, which is Friday, which is today when you're watching it. But my voice is pretty shot, so I it needs a little bit of a rest because I've been talking for a very long time. Which you guys probably think I'm probably used to by now, but I'm not. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I will see you all on Monday for an episode with a brand new team. Looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoy the new team when we feature it next week, and have a lovely weekend. I know I will try to. So whatever you're doing, guys, make sure you're taking care of yourselves. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves and bye bye.